Well, I made my first money from data analysis in just 3 months, and the crazy part is I didn't even apply for a single job. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to achieve that step by step and the roadmap I'll follow if I had to start all over again. The biggest mistake people make when learning data analysis is trying to learn everything all at once. Trying to learn Excel, SQL, Python, Power BI, Tableau, everything all at once. And that's exactly how you stay stuck. Now I'm going to give you the full 3 months roadmap to becoming a full data analyst in 3 months time. The first step is learning what? Excel. Now let's talk about Excel and why it's absolutely essential for every data analyst, especially when you're just starting out as a beginner. Excel might look like just a spreadsheet at first, but it's actually the first bridge between raw data and meaningful insight. Now, here's why. Every company collects tons of data. We have the sales data, we have the operation, finance and customer data, but these data sets are very, very dirty, unorganized, and not ready to use. Before you can run queries or create dashboards or visualize trends, you need to be able to interact directly with the raw data in a way that it reveals patterns and insight. That's exactly where Excel comes in. Now, think of Excel like a sandbox of data set. It's where you can experiment with data freely, explore it from different angles, and uncover insights without needing the complex programming tools. What makes Excel very unique and why you absolutely need it is the ability to turn raw messy data into structured information that you can manipulate, analyze, and visualize instantly. Now, the next on the roadmap is SQL. Now, I want you to hear me and hear me well. SQL is the most important tool in data analysis. I'm sure your next question will be, why did I say that? Now, companies store all their data in database. A database is like a digital warehouse where all your company's information lives. Now, SQL is the language you use to talk to that warehouse. It's the only language you use to communicate with a company database. It allows you to extract exactly the data you need to answer your questions that your companies are requesting for or asking for. Now in SQL, you need to learn how to use the select, the where, the group by, the joins, filtering, aggregating, and querying with large data sets. Once you know SQL, you are no longer even guessing. You are working with real company data just like a professional. Now, the next on our roadmap is Power BI and building of projects. In data analysis, we have the critical step called the data visualization. This is a process where as a data analyst, we dive into data, you extract insight and present them visually. This allows stakeholders who may not understand the raw numbers to easily grasp the key findings and informed decisions you have provided. Power BI is where you take all your analysis and turn it into a story that people can easily understand. Power BI lets you make digital dashboards, visuals, and reports that communicate insight clearly to stakeholders. At this stage, projects are everything. You take a real data set, you solve a real problem, you build dashboard that actually answer stakeholders' questions. This is your proof, and this is what people can see and say, oh, I want to pay you to create this for me. Remember, courses teaches you skill, but project gets you paid. It is visibility plus real work equals to opportunity. Now, I want to tell you a quick story on how I got my first paycheck after 3 months of just learning data analysis. Most beginners finish learning and immediately run to LinkedIn to start applying for jobs. They apply to 10 jobs, 20, sometimes even 50 roles, tweaking their CV, hoping someone replies. But the truth is, most of the time, nothing actually happens. No response, no feedback, just silence. Now, when you start thinking maybe you're not good enough, or maybe you need to learn more, that's not actually the problem. The real problem is the approach, how you came about your application. Because when you apply for jobs online, you are putting yourself in a position where you are competing with hundreds of other people, many of them with more experience, and more of these applications don't even get properly seen. So you keep applying, waiting, checking your email, and it feels like you're doing everything right, but you're not getting any result. What changed things for me was when I stopped relying on applications and started focusing on creating visibility for myself. Instead of just learning and keeping everything to myself, I started sharing my work online. I took the project I was building, turned them into clean dashboards and posted them. It made it easy for people to actually see what I could do instead of me trying to explain it on my CV. And that's actually what changed everything about my job online. Now, because now, instead of me chasing opportunities, the right people could find me even without me stressing myself. And that's exactly what happened. Someone came across one of my dashboard, then sent me a DM because they liked what they saw and reached out to me directly to work with them. That was how I got my first paycheck. So if you take anything from this, let it be this. Applying is not enough. If people can't see your work, they have no reason to trust your skill. But when you make your work visible, you remove doubt, that turns your skill into what? Actual income. Now, your first opportunity will most likely come from one of these. It could be a freelance gig, internship, small project, or someone reaching out, just like in my case. Now, don't wait for a job, create opportunities. Now, let me save you months of frustration. Learning too many of these tools all at once, not building projects, waiting to be perfect, not actually posting your work. This would not make you get your first data analysis job. Now, your first paycheck might not be actually big, but that's not the point. Now, the point is proving to yourself that you can actually make money from this. And once this happens, everything changes. If you follow this exact roadmap I've given you today and actually stay consistent for the next 3 months, there is no reason you shouldn't get your first paycheck. Now, if you're also serious about becoming a data analyst, the next video I'm going to be posting on my YouTube channel will teach you how to land your first or your next data analytics job. So this is an opportunity you definitely don't want to miss. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. It wouldn't even take up to 2 minutes to click the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel now so you don't get to miss this opportunity to land your first data analytics job. And also I run a 5 month paid mentorship program where I take you from being a beginner data analyst into a master independent data analyst in 5 months time. Yeah, 5 months is actually a very long time. So this is something you definitely want to look forward to. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn so I can send you the full package. I'm sure you love this video. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. We'll see you in the next one.